Conditions apply.
This is your time for a good time. Now go live your life to the funnest. Leave boring behind and come to the place made for nonstop action and excitement. Saginaw Eagles Landing, where winning big at all your favorite games, tasty bites, and comfy nights all come together. The possibilities are endless, and so is the fun. It's all here waiting just for you. So come on, Michigan, let your fun out. Saginaw Eagles Landing Casino and Hotel.
Live. 0.5 and 790 Newsroom. This is WSGW News.
Cloudy skies, snow, and 21 degrees at 9:05. Good morning, I'm Mike Kirchhoff. Saginaw Public Schools was the first and only Saginaw County School District to begin the school year with a universal mask requirement and was the last to remove one after action earlier this week. Here's WSGW's Rick Antonio.
As of yesterday, students at any Saginaw Public School are no longer required to wear a face covering indoors or on district school buses. As other districts in the area dumped their policies or chose to require masks only shortly after the summer surge hit at the beginning of the school year, Roberts says Saginaw chose to closely follow the CDC's recommendations to help keep case numbers down.
So Saginaw County is currently rated low in terms of its case rating. Based upon that and based upon the CDC's recommendation, adjusting our masking protocol, I am recommending that we go mask optional effective March the 10th.
Dr. Roberts reported at a February school board session that because the district had been so attentive with its COVID protocols, it's been able to remain open. No school days lost to high case numbers or COVID-related staffing shortages this school year, with only 2 days listed to date where it had slightly fallen under state attendance funding requirements. Rick Antonio, 0.5 and 790.
Staff with the Great Lakes Bay Health Centers will be providing COVID-19 vaccines and boosters tomorrow in Saginaw. The free vaccine clinic takes place at the Christina Jones Resource Center at 1708 Johnson from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Anyone age 18 or older can get their first, second, or booster shot, though a vaccine card will be needed for second shots and boosters. All participants will receive a $10 gift card and a gift bag. For more information, call 989-752-1660. WSGW News Time, 9:07.
At Wildfire Credit Union, our team will we do is for our members because it's about you, always.
I just had a conversation with a member who lives near Traverse City. Mildred has been a member with Wildfire in some way, shape, or form for over 50 years. Wildfire is her preferred financial institution. Same for her daughter who lives in Connecticut. Neither one of them has ever stepped foot in any of the Wildfire branches. Yet they both receive a level of service to rave about. It just goes to show you that it doesn't matter where you live, Wildfire is here for you.
Being the trusted resource for your finances, delivering marvelous experiences no matter where you are. That's Wildfire Credit Union. It's what we do every day. Find out for yourself. Call 800-227-2. On wildfirecu.org or come by any Wildfire location to experience banking the way it's supposed to be, where it's about you, always. Wildfire Credit Union, distinctively better. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
WSGW News Time, 9:08. The weather forecast is next. The Republican-controlled Michigan House has voted to prohibit digital signatures on absentee ballot applications and to ban unsolicited mailings of applications to voters, advancing more election bills that are unlikely to be signed by Governor Whitmer. In 2020, Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson began enabling voters to apply. They can authorize the state to send their stored signature to the local clerk. They also must provide their driver's license or state ID number, their birth date, eye color, and the last 4 digits of their social security number. Democrats say the bills would suppress voting, while Republicans say it would make it more secure. A Republican push to temporarily suspend the state's gas tax to give drivers a bit of a break at the pump passed the state house. A number of drivers are saying bring it on, but some Democratic lawmakers are saying hold on, and a spokesman from the Road Commission for Oakland County says it could jeopardize road repairs.
We don't think it's a good situation. We understand the frustration of motorists. I mean, we are all personally, driving personal vehicles as well. We're all, paying more at the pumps as well. But we don't think this is a solution. We think this is a temporary feel-good thing that doesn't really accomplish much.
That's Craig Bryson, who says if the bill passes the Senate, he doesn't think the governor will sign it. But the spokesman for the Road Commission for Oka County says even if she does, necessary road repair and basic maintenance would continue, but the extras, including pothole patching, would likely have to be scaled back. Legislation headed to Governor County clerks to keep processing concealed pistol licenses during state or local emergencies. The bill is a response to what happened at the start of the pandemic. Supporters say Second Amendment rights cannot be infringed upon even in times of emergency. Opponents say activities sometimes must be stopped to prevent the spread of disease. The House also passed bills today to reduce the penalty for not renewing a concealed pistol license and to keep gun stores open during future emergencies. WSGW News Time 9:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. We have snow in the forecast, just less than an inch. Cloud cover, temperatures mid-30s. North-northwest winds 5 to 10. Chance for snow showers late. Cloud cover 15 for your low. Winds gusting over 20. Saturday, we have a chance for snow showers early. We'll see a blend of clouds and sunshine. Temperatures warm to the mid-20s. Northwest winds breezy. For Saturday night, partly cloudy skies, 16 for your low. Chance for light snow again on Sunday. I'm meteorologist Mandy Faluber with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Right now, 20 degrees.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around the world. The Art Lewis Show is on 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
Well, good morning and welcome. Welcome to our Friday edition of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW from my Second Spirit home studio. Brought to you by Linda Shepard at Pinnacle Realty, M46 and M47 at the Point in Saginaw Township. And you can call her at 989-295-7713 to get her to go to work for you for your residential and commercial real estate needs. Stop in at the Point to visit Cafe 476 with its delicious soups, foods, and beverages. Later on, as you know, we moved the Saturday shows to Friday, so our consumer hour is at 10 o'clock in the morning on Fridays. We will welcome back Dr. Pnil Englehardt, our veterinarian friend who has been with us for, 40 years. Long time. Talk about your pet's health. Save up your questions if you have any. At 11 o'clock on Focus, we will focus on Fellowship for Christians. Find out more about that. And this first hour is an open hour for you. Whatever you'd like to chat about, 989-752-6111. I'm going to start out repeating what my colleagues told you earlier this morning about some Michigan Association of Broadcaster awards. I am always asked, all right, when are you going to retire? Why do you still work? And my answer is twofold, really. One, because this is purpose in my life and I love doing it. So you keep on doing it. The other is the staff of people I get to work with, professionals in every way, as exhibited by the awards we just won from the Michigan Association of Broadcasters Foundation, the 2021 Broadcast Excellence Awards. And there were 8 Best Place Awards won by WSGW. They are, and I'm gonna go through these. I know they did earlier, but this is a point of pride for me that I get to work with these people every day. Best Community Involvement. WSGW Community Involvement was the entry title, and it goes to the WSGW staff. We have also won national awards for that very thing from the National Association of Broadcasters Foundation. Best in category for continuing coverage, COVID coverage 2021 for the WSGW news team. And this, by the way, this is amongst all radio stations in what they call Radio Market 2, medium market radio stations. So we're not the only one alone. We're not the only one in this. There were 900 and some odd entries. Best mini documentary or series, from pumps to plugs. As I listened to that, I knew it was going to be a winner. And I think everybody at the station did too. Congratulations to Rick Antonio for his work. Fantastic. I'll skip the next one and come back to it. Best sports, Pat's Perfect Pigskin Prognostications. As much fun as we have with it, it won a best award. Congratulations to my buddy Pat Johnston. Best use of new media, all encompassing. And this goes to the entire WSGW staff. Best use of new media, single project, from pumps to plugs. And again, Rick wins the award. A merit award for mini documentary or series, Escaping COVID, for Michael Perchep, who is also the producer of this program. And I said I skipped one. I did. I'll get to it in a moment, but I do want to also tell you that WSGW was the station of the year for the MAB. And then this last award, and I'm just going to read it real fast. Regularly scheduled broadcast personality or team, The Art Lewis Show. And I really, there are times when you do something and you get the award for it, but you know it belongs to others. And this is the case in this particular program because the program that was submitted, the entry, had to do with our buddy Danny Van and his trials and tribulations growing up as a foster child and mental health issues. And, it's one of those programs, when you're doing it, you feel good about it because you're making an impact with it. Danny is a tremendous guest. He's a very old friend of mine. It goes back many, 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 many years. And the program was recognized. And we followed it up with Eileen Yeager and talked about other youth-related issues. And I want to just thank the judges. And this is interesting how this is judged. It's not judged in Michigan. There are teams of judges in other states. Like, for example, in Michigan, I know Dave Maurer and Ann Williams have been involved in judging Wisconsin, for example. So what they do is they send all the entries out to another state to be judged. So these are people that don't know who you are, have no idea. They just get all the audio, they get the entries, they listen to them, and they pick the best. So I just want you to know how proud I am to work for the company I work for, Alpha Media. The general manager I work for, Mark Thomas. Dave Maurer, our ops guy, and all of the other crew. Charlie, Pat, Ann, Mike, Rick, Chandler. It takes a bunch of people to do what we do. It doesn't happen by itself. Doesn't happen by itself at all. And to be recognized for the hard work is wonderful. I also have to tell you, we don't do it for the awards. They're nice when they come, but we don't do it for the awards. We do it for you, because if you weren't there, and Charlie has said this many, many times, if you, the audience, were not there, there'd be no point. We do it because of you, to inform you, to entertain you, to be a companion for you. And that's really what it's all about. It's all about you. So every one of the awards that we win, whether it's the MAB or any place else, you share in because it only happens if you're there. That's the way it works. So I just wanted to make note of it. Very happy to receive them. Very happy to be recognized. But okay, that was yesterday. Let's move on today and continue doing what we do. All right. I've said my piece. We're going to take a pause, come back, got a couple of things to talk about. And of course, whatever's on your mind, 989-752-6111.
50% on a hot tub or swim spa at the Hot Tub and Swim Spa Blowout Expo this weekend at Dow Diamond in Midland. Browse the largest display of hot tubs and swim spas in the region. See swim spas in action offering exercise, therapy, and fun all year long. Over 40 spas will be on display from 5 major brands at huge discounts. Financing is available and show admission and parking are free. That's the Hot Tub and Swim Spa Blowout Expo this weekend at Dow Diamond in Midland. Visit thehottubshow.com. That's thehottubshow.com.
When it comes to cereal disease protection, Prosaro Pro 400 SC fungicide from Bayer makes all the difference. With 3 effective active ingredients for overlapping control of foliar and head diseases, and a flexible application window for head scab, it's formulated to lower DON, protect yield potential, and promote superior grain quality. Prosaro Pro, the future of plant health starts here. Visit prosaropro.com to learn more. Always read and follow grain marketing and all other stewardship practices and pesticide label directions.
Welcome. Now, replace your paycheck. To local financial coach Kevin Ray, this is what retirement planning is all about.
Building monthly paychecks. And how you build those monthly paychecks is going to determine how well in retirement you're going to enjoy it. So sit down and build a good framework, and it starts with income.
So build your framework with Kevin and the team at Insight Folios today by calling 888-885-PLAN. That's 888-885-7526.
Research shows people remember radio ads that remind them of the past. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual Insurance Company customizes your home insurance so you only pay for what you need, here's an ad that'll really take you back.
Back in my day, I heard a voice from the radio say, Liberty Mutual customizes my home insurance so I only pay for what I need. I'm getting on in years now, but heavens to Betsy, there are some things an old fella like me just never forgets.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Investor sentiment turned around after reports that Russian President Vladimir Putin said there were certain positive shifts in talks with Ukraine. Spice and food company McCormick is suspending its operations in Russia. Company operations in Ukraine have been paused to focus on the safety of employees and their families. Oracle shares are losing ground after it reported investing in its cloud services in the recent quarter. Rivian Automotive is warning that supply chain issues will cut its planned production by half, 5,000 vehicles. And eBay is about to make it. The online marketplace is planning a digital wallet that would give buyers and sellers more flexibility and allow you to store a cash balance. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Coselda, invested in you.
Any supplier can drop a box outside your door. But if you want a partner who delivers great customer service too, rely on Cintas. Your dedicated service reps can deliver what you need to help your business run smoothly. From essential cleaning products to fire protection services to first aid and safety supplies. That service you can't get from a box.
Oh, I'm ready!
Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Dell's semi-annual sale is the perfect opportunity for a significant business upgrade. Save up to 45% on Dell computers with Windows 11 Pro and get an easy start to your workday. Pricing on Dell docks, monitors, servers, and more, all with easy financing options through Dell Financial Services. Speak to a Dell Technologies advisor today to find the right tech for your business with fast, free shipping. Call 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
My heart was racing just making spaghetti. I could have waited to tell my doctor, but I didn't wait.
I was short of breath just reading a book. I could have delayed telling my doctor, but I didn't wait.
They told their doctors and found out they have atrial fibrillation, a condition which makes it about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. If you have one or more of these symptoms, irregular heartbeat, pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness, this is no time to wait. Contact your doctor.
Brought to you by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
The Saginaw Spirit play here.
Settling a loose puck, Lennox, a tremendous right pad save.
We've got a weekend of Saginaw Spirit hockey on WSGW. The Spirit hosts back-to-back home games against the Owen Sound Attack on Friday and Saturday nights, including Saturday's Hockey for the Homeless for the Rescue Ministries of Mid-Michigan. Coverage both Friday and Saturday begins at 6:50 p.m. on 100.5 FM News Radio WSGW. And for tickets, visit SaginawSpirit.com.
Saginaw Spirit hockey is on WSGW.
All right, we're back with you here on WSGW. And let's go to our phones. Carol is in Sheridan. Carol, good morning to you.
Good morning. Congratulations to your station. That's
Thank you.
nice that they, well, it's very, very rare to have a place that you have local stuff and somebody can call in and complain. or get picked on because I mentioned somebody's name. Okay. One thing, congratulations also to baseball. They finally found
Yeah.
their chances.
How about that?
We need this. We need baseball. We really do. And one thing, it's a campaign season. The last time the facts were just awful. And I think the candidates at the end should say that they have been checked by Verify or Fact Checks. If it's done at the end of when they tell you what all this stuff they're going to do that they aren't going to do, that can't do. But
Well,
I think that would be
I think
because
you have to
I
remember
don't
this,
think
Carol. You have to remember this, Carol. A lot of times promises are made with the best of intentions, but understand that no one member of the legislature or no one member of your county commission or no one single individual political figure in a community can do it all without other votes. So they may go in with the best intention, but their best intentions maybe get sidelined because they can't get the votes from others.
No, but when they out and out lie about, and especially about the other candidate and things, I think if well, it's not fair though. It really isn't,
I know
because a
that.
lot of this stuff is not true.
But do you know why they do it?
Yeah, because they think they'll get the vote for it, and people are dumb enough to believe them or don't check into it.
Now you've got it, because the reason negative advertising in politics is there is because it works. In the same way, and unfortunately, robocalls drive you nuts. Somebody must be responding because they keep doing them. They wouldn't do them if they didn't get
Sometimes
response.
I get 8, 9 of them calls a day.
Yep.
And it does. And you get your mindset on something, and then, you know, when you're old, you get sidetracked, and then you get PO'd, and anymore, I poke the number and tell them, give me your number so I can turn you in because I'm on the no-call list.
Yep.
And you'll say, well, I won't call you again. 5 minutes later, they call
I
you.
know. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But that's the reason is it works. So it has to be laid on us, the people, because somebody's responding.
Yeah, but somebody is listening to this campaign and all these lies.
Well, I understand what you're saying, but I'm telling you why. I'm telling you why it's going to continue because of that very reason. It works.
Well, I just don't. I don't know. I sort them out.
I turn it off. I mean, I don't even. I do my own research on candidates anyway, but I try not to listen to that stuff.
Yeah, but people do. That's
well,
the
I
thing.
understand. I understand that, but I'm telling you that's the reason it's there. It works. It's unfortunate.
Okay, and
but it
there's no
does.
way of saying at the end I had these verified or fact checks.
Oh, yeah, they can say what they want. As a matter of fact, if we get during political season, the 2 months before the election, somebody buys political advertising, we cannot change it, adjust it, deny it, no matter what they say. They can come in and lie all they want. We have to run it.
Well,
That's
it's
the law.
too bad because it's for the ones that
Well,
don't do that.
I understand, but that's politics. It's where it's gotten today, and it's worse now because of social media, and you're hit over the head with it all the time. And it's the nature of the beast. You might as well get used to it. I can guarantee it isn't going to change.
Well, I think on their hands, like they better start running for clerk and some of these stuff because I think a lot of these local people are going to quit.
Maybe.
All
right.
I don't blame them. I mean, you're followed home, you're hounded, all this stuff. This is becoming very, very rotten, very, very dirty deal. And it was bad, but this is getting worse.
Well, everything evolves. All right, Carol. Hey,
thank you.
Thanks for calling. Bye-bye now. Scott is in Saginaw. Scott, good morning.
Hey, morning, Art. Yeah, Carol was talking about fact-checking what people say, but I say let's fact-check by what they do. And I'll give you some examples here. Donald Trump, the lower and middle class had lower taxes. Now they're paying more for everything. Under Donald Trump, we had more of a secure border. Now it's wide open. Under Donald Trump, the Taliban was just about decimated. Now they own a country and they're more well-armed than they ever were in their entire history. Under Donald Trump, we were just about energy independent by the end of his term. Now we're begging for fuel.
Okay.
Under Donald
Yeah, you can go on forever, and I understand that. Here's the thing you have to understand. When you go to the polls and vote for new candidates, you can't do that. You have to take them on their word. If you were going to, if Donald Trump were going to run again, then you could measure him on what he did. And some will measure just the opposite for you, just so you know that. But the reality is that a lot of candidates, particularly what you're going to find this year with the redistricting in Michigan, there's going to be a lot of candidates running. You don't know anything about them. You don't know what they've done. And you're going to have to take them on face value.
You got to go see them.
Well, that's right. You should
go
see them, talk to them. Absolutely. Absolutely. I want to see informed voters. Unfortunately, many are not. But that's the nature of the beast. That's politics. And I point out, it's always been that way through the history of this country, and we've survived it.
That's true. One more thing, since we're kind of going on facts and what people said, under Trump, fuels to make the country strong. But Joe Biden said when he was running for president, he said, in my administration, there is no room for fossil fuels. We will regulate them, and we will put some of them in jail.
Yeah, well.
So that's...
Well, we haven't seen any go to jail. We haven't seen any go to jail, but he certainly has regulated them. No doubt about it.
Well, because none of them have defied his orders. Nobody's drilling or doing anything outside of what he's doing.
There you go.
So people need to realize that. That's a fact that needs to be checked, and it's true.
All right.
So, all right, I'll talk to you.
Hey, Scott, thanks. Take care. Al is in Midland. Al, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
And, thank you. What a lively day here. I've got a question to ask you, but first I wanted to congratulate you and the staff, the radio station. We are so proud of what your staff, what the radio station does, all the people around you. We are proud of every one of you.
Appreciate it.
I just can't name the names. There are too many to go through.
Well, that's the point.
They all know who they are.
That's the point. There are many of us, and we all share in this. It's not one person.
There's people behind the scenes too that are also do some of this respect. Question I have to ask you is that people are talking about blaming, pointing fingers at Biden and Putin and who's responsible for this Ukraine. I look as my question to you is, when Biden pulled out of Afghanistan and the debacle that happened there, you don't think Putin was watching this and deciding what to do based on that?
No, remember this. Remember this. Putin had his downfall in Afghanistan too. They bailed out.
I know.
Maybe 1% of his thinking. I've said before that I always thought Putin was hesitant during the Trump years because Trump was an unknown. He was an unknown. He didn't play his hands.
He was scary.
He didn't play his hands. I think there is some truth to that. But on the other hand, I don't believe Putin decided to attack the Ukraine because he sees Biden as weak. Because he also has to contend with Europe and the rest of the world. This is not a singular action by a singular against a singular person. Nah, Europe is pretty big combined now too.
Well,
as a matter of fact, they're a lot closer. They're a lot closer, and they're all tied together.
We're supplying a lot of their munitions and a lot of their warfare materials.
Okay, well, if you measure it on that, we still are. So then, what's Biden got to do with that?
I'm just saying that Putin still looks at him as weak. This
that may be.
All of Biden's life, everything he's done in the Senate, everything he's done all the way through political life, Putin looks at this as a chessboard. Every one of these people is a chessboard, a player, and Putin is playing a game of chess.
Well, then if that's the case, the other side has a lot of pieces on the board. It's not a one-piece board.
I know they do.
Well, then if you're using that as an example, it's not a good one.
So far, he's successful, isn't he? He's doing he's making moves, and he's getting something accomplished that he wanted.
Yeah, that's right now. That's true. He's paying a price, and he hasn't been totally successful yet. So time will tell.
No,
but I'm not laying it all on Biden's shoulders.
No,
that's unfair to Biden.
The thing is, Putin's been there a long time. He's a long game player. He plays the long game, and he's willing to wait it out and pay any price that he's doing to get to where he wanted to be.
All right. Well, we'll watch and see what happens. Good enough.
That's right.
See what happens.
Anyhow, we're very proud. We're very proud of you folks.
Thanks.
There.
Appreciate it. We're appreciative of the audience
Morning,
too.
sir.
Thanks.
Bye now.
Bye. Thanks, Al. All right, we'll be back. Lines open for you.
It's time to dust off your shamrocks and shillelaghs and head to the Sawmill Pub and Grill March 17th for a St. Patty's Day party. Doors open at noon and we'll be serving up your favorite corned beef and cabbage. So grab a group of friends for dine-in or call 989-793-2692 for takeout. The Sawmill Pub and Grill looks forward to seeing you March 17th for what is sure to be a grand celebration. So come out, eat, drink, and be Irish. The Sawmill Pub and Grill, located at 19 Sawmill Boulevard in Saginaw Township off M47.
Saginaw County Community Mental Health Authority is looking to hire bachelor's and master's level mental health professionals and therapists, and we want to build on a racially and culturally diverse team. If you're passionate about client care and committed to clinical excellence, check out our job, mha.org, and click on employment. We offer great benefits and signing bonuses, and a belief in potential, a right to dream, and an opportunity to achieve.
For almost 20 years, Line-X has been the only place to go for quality spray-on bed liner. But did you know they also offer rust-proofing and undercoating?
Their exclusive process will keep your new or used vehicle protected.
The guys at Line-X have the only wax-based rust-proofing and military-spec undercoat to ensure years of protection.
In fact, all new vehicles protected will get a lifetime warranty, no yearly touch-ups required.
And because their rust-proofing process is wax-based, you won't have any long-term dripping or mess to clean up later. Rust-proof your car, truck, or SUV and protect it year-round.
Line-X is located on Wilder Road in Bay City.
Give them a call at 989-671-9820 or call them at their Grand Blanc location, 810-695-9000.
Remember, your new car, truck, or SUV gets a lifetime warranty.
Again, the number in Bay City is 989-671-9820 or in Grand Blanc, 810-695-9000.
It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity during tax season because so much sensitive info is all together.
Before we start the annual meeting of Sean's personal info, has anyone seen Social Security number?
Not me.
Nope. Oh no, he's been stolen.
LifeLock by Norton makes it easy to help protect yourself. If you become a victim, we'll work to fix it. No one can monitor all transactions, but you can save up to 25% off your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Identity theft protection starts here.
What's done more to improve overall health and wellness? Modern medicine or personal hygiene? Actually, it's both. But considering that bathing went mainstream in the 1800s and brushing your teeth in the 1900s, isn't it time for something new, like cleaning your nose? After all, your nose is the body's air filter for trapping dirt and germs, the first line of defense against allergens, bacteria, from getting into your lungs. But how do you clean your nose? With Navage. Navage isn't medicine, it's more like plumbing. Navage uses powered suction to pull saline in one nostril to the very back of the nose where germs can get trapped and multiply, and then out the other nostril, flushing out mucus and microbes so you can breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier. Join over 2 million others and find out for yourself how refreshing and easy to use Navage is. At Navage.com, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Bed Bath, and Target. Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
How do you make the most of your mow? Tony and Melissa do it on a John Deere Z530M Z-Track mower.
Jump out of the house, a cup of coffee, and I'm at work.
You're riding around, it's like going on a go-kart. And for Robbie, he uses his John Deere X350 lawn tractor to turn his yard into
a happy place. It's a great place to do Tai Chi. I work on my mind, body, and well-being.
There are millions of ways to make the most of yours at Deere.com. Nothing runs like a Deere.
The WSGW Broadcasting Studios are sponsored by the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Showroom and Design Center in Midland.
And we're back with you here on the Art Lewis Show. Lines remain locked and loaded. William is in Bay City. William, good morning. William. Hello, William.
Hello.
William?
Yeah, this war could have been prevented. All we asked was do not put nuclear weapons in Ukraine. Now what they could do is divide the country, compromise again, have East Ukraine and West Ukraine go with the West. Donald Trump got along. He wasn't that hard. He got along with the respected world leaders.
Okay. Fair enough.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Let's talk to Chris in Saginaw. Chris, good morning.
Good morning. The previous caller was talking about who to blame and all that. I don't, I'm not a Biden fan for sure, but I can't blame Biden for what Putin's doing.
No, I blame Putin.
The only thing is, Putin's the guy doing it, it's not Biden. The only thing is that, like you had said, the European leaders didn't know how to handle Trump.
That's for sure.
Because they, Trump could, he had that ability. I don't think Putin would have gone into Afghanistan if Trump was there. I'll tell you the truth. I don't think they would have, because Trump would have told him,
into Ukraine, you mean?
We're going to make Ukraine. We're going to make Ukraine a no-fly zone before he went in. Then a lot of that is a deterrent. Now it's too late.
Yeah, well,
of course you do that. Okay. But it's really bad. I feel sorry for the people over there. I mean,
that's the big thing. That's the big thing.
Just anyways.
It's a humanitarian crisis.
Hopefully, in 2024 we got the red man back in there. Okay. So, anyways, you take it easy, Art.
All righty. Take care. Bye-bye, Chris. And Paul is in Saginaw. Paul, good morning.
Morning, Art. Morning. Congrats to you and the crew for all you do.
Thank you.
And I'm going to change the subject a little bit here. In the latest issue of my Minnesota Church newspaper dated March 10th, reports that the president's Supreme Court nominee has a striking record of reversals by a higher court, specifically the Washington, D.C. Circuit Court, which has several liberal judges on there. And she's been getting things very wrong in her rulings, particularly about free speech rights. So I don't think this nominee is going to be a slam dunk for the president. What do you think?
She'll be nominated. She will be appointed. She will be confirmed by the Senate. They've already confirmed her twice in the past for other things.
Right.
They'll certainly question her. They'll certainly question her to a higher degree But in the end, she will be the newest Supreme Court justice, and it doesn't change the makeup of the court.
Right. Yeah, that's true too.
All right.
But I just thought I'd throw that out there to let everybody know what she's done in the past.
Won't change a thing.
All right. We'll see.
All right, Paul. Take care.
Okay.
And
Have a good one.
let's see. Mark in Tawas. Mark. Morning. Mark, you there? Mark dropped. All right. We'll take a break. We will be back with more. It's the Art Lewis Show. Lines open for you.
Dealing with a home or building emergency?
Respond, recover, rebuild, hammer restoration. It's all about skill.
When you need help for your home, business, commercial building, school, or church, there's only one phone call to make.
Hammer restoration. Respond, recover, rebuild.
Call Hammer Restoration, a family-owned business serving your friends and neighbors in the Great Lakes Bay region for over 50 years.
Are you ready for retirement? Well, Jason and Carl Kreiderman with Great Lakes Investment Advisors have a new book that can help make retiring easier and empower your retirement. They talk about how a well-thought make the difference between just surviving and thriving in retirement. Using everyday language, this book explores how a simple process can help you cover all the bases of your financial life, including how taxes can affect your retirement and much more. Your finances are too important to leave to chance. Empower Your Retirement is written to help you understand the must-dos to prepare for the retirement you desire. Get your free copy of Empower Your Retirement by calling 989-848-1188. That's 989-848-1188. And for more on retirement planning, tune into Jason and Carl's radio show, Your Financial Empower Hour, every Sunday morning at 8. Firm provides insurance services, investment advisory services offered by Great Lakes Investment Advisors, Inc., a firm in the state of Michigan. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
Inflation in Michigan and the Midwest, highest in the nation. Annette Glenn is running for state senate to fight for new jobs, energy independence, to cut fuel costs, cut taxes, and drug costs. Annette Glenn, fighting for us. Paid for by Annette Glenn for state senate.
Research shows that people remember radio ads with a booming voice that emphasizes all the main points. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual Insurance Company customizes your home insurance so you only pay for what you need.
That part is super important.
Here's one with a booming voice.
I'm emphasizing everything.
Liberty Mutual customizes your home insurance.
Like a page with every word highlighted.
Only pay for what you need at
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Whoever said the more the merrier sure wasn't in charge of hiring new employees, because the more unqualified candidates you have for a job, the more difficult your hiring can be. And that can make the process, well, not so merry for you. Thankfully, there's ZipRecruiter, which you can try right now for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter's powerful technology finds the right candidates for your job. But unlike other sites, ZipRecruiter goes deeper. ZipRecruiter matches people with people, and you can personally invite your top choices to apply, because the perfect hire is more than it's an individual. ZipRecruiter makes hiring the right person easy, and that'll keep you and everyone else very merry.
4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try ZipRecruiter for free today at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's right, free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
The WSGW Morning Team Show.
The WSW online poll, the high gas prices. In the aftermath of Russia's invasion of Ukraine, the average price for a gallon of gas has now topped $4 for the first time in over a decade. Gas Buddy predicting that the average price per gallon is going to remain that way, at least until November. Now, there are mixed reports about at this time. Some are concerned and making adjustments, driving patterns already. More are taking kind of a wait-and-see approach. Others believe that they're fortunate enough that gas prices aren't going to be a problem for them, no matter how high it might be. So the poll question is how gas prices are going to affect you. Are you already making adjustments to try and save gas? Are you okay right now, but eventually you believe you're going to have to make some changes? Or are you fortunate that no matter what the price, you're not going to be affected by the price of gas? We want to know what you think from your personal experience. Head to WSW.com and you scroll down the homepage, find the poll box, click, and you can make your vote that way.
The Morning Team, weekdays 5:30 to 9 on WSGW.
All right. And we return on the Art Lewis Show back to our phones. Dan is in Bay City. Dan, good morning.
Good morning, and congrats on your programming awards.
Thank you.
You guys deserve it. You're very good shows and very good programs.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Alrighty. Hey, listen, I know Scott was ranting, so maybe I can rant to the other side here.
Be my guest.
There's no wall. Mexican didn't pay, so I guess it didn't get built.
Some of it did, not all of it.
Repeal and replace it didn't happen. Still have Obamacare. And 2014, actually, we became oil independent. And when Trump left, it was the highest national debt in history, which is obviously causing a lot of the inflation problems. Average oil was 386 in 2018 and 19. And January 6th happened. And $2.5 trillion CARE Act was put into effect when Trump was president. So those are a few good things that and the unemployment rate in 2020 was 16%. Well, when you blame a president because of something that's going on during his administration, always doesn't mean it's his fault.
Well,
I realize that.
Not always his fault. It's not only isn't it always their fault, it's not always their credit either.
Right.
So that works
That's
both
true.
ways.
So,
The only thing here's the thing that I always look at with presidents, and this is true for all of them across party lines. If I want to look at something that I can lay on their shoulders and say they did it, it's executive orders. What did the executive orders do or not do for the country? That you can lay directly on the president. Everything else has to go through Congress, so it takes multiple people to make something happen. But executive orders, that's a whole different ballgame.
I have one other tidbit here on the oil problem. As of today, there are 9,000 permits to drill on the private land, and they haven't been used.
Yep.
And so, I mean, I guess I don't know what they're waiting for, but and Trump, he gave out 2,500 permits, and Biden gave out 3,500 permits. So that adds those figures about 9,000.
Well, again, Trump didn't do it, and Trump didn't do it, and Biden didn't do it.
Right.
The government did it.
They gave out the permits. But nobody's used them. There's 9,000 unused permits.
I understand that, but it wasn't just the president. Yeah. The president didn't call him up and say, "Here's a permit."
No,
the agency respond exactly. Right. Exactly. Works both ways, doesn't it?
Yeah. In 2021, 12 million per day oil production. In 2023, it's expected to be 13 million per day. So we're pumping oil and we're making oil. Where it goes, I don't know. A lot of it, there's 154 countries that we supply oil to. And so it's a commodity that's worldwide, and we don't have a lot of handle on it. So have a good day, Art.
All right, Dan, thanks. Take care. And in Shields, we find Mike this morning. Mike, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Art. Excuse me. I see that we're still not going to participate in that plane exchange with Ukraine. Poland was going to give them 29 jets, but I'm wondering if part of the reason that the administration won't, that you got to remember back when they came up with tapes of Hunter Biden. He was accepting money from Russian oligarchs and also from the Ukraine, and so basically Biden is working both sides of the table, and I'm wondering if that's causing them to make some of the decisions.
No, I doubt it. Because I know everybody wants to hang their hat on Hunter Biden, and if he did something wrong, I hope they get him.
Oh,
but
they
I don't
have them, but they won't do anything about it.
But well, regardless, I mean, you can say that till you're blue in the face; it doesn't change anything.
No.
But in this world situation, I don't think the president is sitting in the White House making decisions based on what his son did. I'm sorry, I just can't buy into that conspiracy.
Yeah. Well, part of those profits, and we don't know who the big guy was in the conversation.
Well, see,
that was taken.
there's the key words there. We don't know.
Yeah.
Those are the key words, aren't they? We don't know.
Yeah. So we just have to give him the benefit of the doubt and let him run our country into the ground.
Well, you have to let him run your country because you elected him. You may not have voted for him, but he got elected.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
the fact is, he's still your president in the same way that Donald Trump was the Democrats' president, whether they liked it or not. Biden is ours, whether we like it or not. It's the way it works.
Yeah, well, but Trump had a lot going against him. He had all the news media and the Democratic Party that for 4 years that he was in office.
Yeah, all that's true,
totally,
and it didn't change a thing. He's still president of the Democrats and the Republicans. And
Yeah,
Biden is
well,
still the president of Republicans and Democrats.
but we don't know who's running Biden either. That's the only problem. We don't know who's pulling the strings.
Well, you may think somebody else is. Who knows? If you don't know,
Well-
again, there's the words. You don't know.
Well, obviously, nobody knows anything like that, but it doesn't make it right or wrong.
Well, how do we?
Just means
Let me ask you this, Mike. Serious question. All right. We don't know. So how do you speculate on it?
Well, you have to look at what's happening, and you have to take some of the things for granted when they're reported. Like you kind of dismiss the Hunter Biden tapes as who cares? Well, it's pretty important when you're dealing with adversaries of the United States, and the why doesn't the Justice Department do anything? They won't do anything about Benghazi. They won't do anything about Hillary's Russian things.
I got you.
So
good enough.
Okay, take care, my friend.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, we're going to close out this hour here in just a moment or two. Let me take a moment to talk to you about my friends at the Thalen Auto Group. For years, you've heard me talking about the Thalen Auto Group. I've been associated with them now, I don't know, 16 or 17 years. It's been a long time. And I'm proud of it because the brothers, Joe, Pat, Mike, fabulous people, and they run fabulous auto dealerships. And at this time when, new cars have been scarce, but they've been getting them and selling them. They've also been enhancing their pre-owned marketplace. And you've got all those dealerships side by side on North Euclid Avenue in Bay City with hundreds of cars to choose from because they can put them all together on the various lots of the dealers there. And you don't have to spend all day driving all over town looking for a new car or a used car. You can stop in there and see their inspected and brought up to standards cars. And on top of that, you can find certified pre-owned vehicles from Audi, Volkswagen, Subaru, Mazda, Honda, Kia, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram truck, all in one place. So you don't have to spend your days driving around. You can go to one place, take your time, look over their inventory, or you can even do it online at thinkthalen.com. Remember that the Thalen Auto Group has been serving your automotive needs for over 45 years and doing it very well. Become a member of their family. Thalen Auto Group. Mark is in Tawas. Mark, I only got a minute, so do it quick. Mark, you there? Mark? Okay, no Mark. All right, we'll take our last break, come back and close out the hour after these notes.
Members First Credit Union is here to help you consolidate debt and get rid of your financial stress. Save money by refinancing high-interest loans or credit cards you have elsewhere with Members First. Pay them off with funds from a Members First Credit Union personal loan or turn multiple due dates and payments into just one personal loan by consolidating your debt. Stop by one of the 11 Members First Credit Union branches or visit MFC. Some restrictions may apply. Loan subject to credit approval. Federally insured by the NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
Hi, my name's Joe Cordell. Sometimes in divorce, courts require the higher earner to pay to the other party what's called spousal support or alimony. Usually this order can be modified in certain circumstances, but such modifications are often complicated and are best entrusted to attorneys that are well acquainted with such matters. At Cordell & Cordell, that's our business. Remember, you're not alone.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Detroit area attorneys, a partner Menke and Ann Arbor. CordellCordell.com.
Wait, aren't these all charitable donations?
At Magda's Tax Prep, every person counts.
I do not have to file for an extension.
She needs new auditors to maximize returns on her family time.
On itemized deductions. Can someone help with these 1099s?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our hiring platform instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and
WSGW Morning Team Show. Weekdays 5:30 to 9 on WSGW.
All right, that'll wrap up this first hour of the Art Lewis Show. Thanks for being with us today. Coming up in the second hour, we're going to talk to veterinarian Dr. Pnil Englehardt about your pet's health and any new developments in that area. All of that coming up after the news from CBS and the local report. That's next here on WSGW. We'll talk to you after that.
From the Premier Kitchen and WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Ukrainians are under siege this morning from Russian invaders in cities across their country. President Biden is expected to announce new punitive steps in just a few minutes. CBS's Weijia Jiang is at the White House.
President Biden is expected to call today for the end of normal trade relations with Russia, which will hike up a lot of the import taxes for products that come from there. The U.S. will be joining European Union in the move. It's another effort to cripple Russia's economy.
Nestle announced today it is stopping importing and exporting non-essentials like Nespresso coffee and San Pellegrino water to and from Russia. Russian forces are pounding hospitals, schools, and apartment buildings far from the front lines now. A 40-mile military convoy has moved to within 10 miles of the center of Kyiv. Correspondent Charlie D'Agata is in the capital.
Officials say at least 3 Russian airstrikes hit Dnipro. That's a city of nearly 1 million people, including strikes that came down near a kindergarten and damaged apartment buildings. That is as Kharkiv continues to bear the brunt of a bombardment.
A psychiatric hospital was hit there today. This woman from Kharkiv has made it to the Romanian border.
It is very dangerous to civilian people. It is awful, actually. It is impossible to live there right now.
More than 2.5 million Ukrainians have fled the country. Gas prices aren't the only thing emptying out wallets here. Rent prices are through the roof. It's forcing single mom Jamie Wolf in Boca Raton, Florida, to make sacrifices.
I go to aftercare for a couple of hours each afternoon so that I can work, and so we have to take that away for sure.
Her landlord has raised rent by almost $1,000. Gas prices are up to an average of $4.33 a gallon in the U.S. today. To get a flu shot probably didn't help much. Here's CBS's Jim Krasula.
This season's flu vaccine was less than 20% effective at reducing a person's chance of getting a mild or moderate case of influenza. That's according to a study of nearly 4,000 Americans in 7 states from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Experts say a good rate would be at least 50% protection from the flu.
Fire officials in Fort Lauderdale say they found 6 college students on spring break in cardiac arrest on the front lawn of a rental home.
It was quickly identified that this was an overdose situation with multiple individuals, and Narcan was possible.
Fire chief says they OD'd on cocaine laced with fentanyl. 1 is critical. Dow up 226. This is CBS News.
If cold winter calls have turned into warm spring leads, you need Indeed, the all-in-one platform to interview, screen, and hire quality people. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
With this week's Spirit in 60, I'm Joey Batano. The Spirit return home this weekend to the Dow Event Center for 2 games against the Owen Sound Attack. The Spirit looking to get back to their winning ways. They've lost their last 4 after going 0 for 3 on a 3-game road trip last week. Friday and Saturday's game at the Dow Event Center starts at 7:05, with Saturday night the Spirit wearing special jerseys with an ode to the Saginaw Gears championship season in 1981. Those jerseys will be available in a post-game auction with monies raised benefiting the Rescue Ministries of Mid-Michigan. Both games at the Dow Event Center this weekend on Friday and Saturday have tickets remaining and are on sale at SaginawSpirit.com. at the Saginaw Spirit Store at 6321 State Street and at the Dow Event Center box office on the day of the game. With this week's Spirit in 60, I'm Joey Batano.
Straight Talk Wireless now has the new iPhone 13 cinematic mode, which lets you focus on what matters. And with Straight Talk, you can focus on getting the best deal. Our Silver Unlimited plan is just $45 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. And it runs on the largest, most dependable networks, now with nationwide 5G. With the iPhone 13 on Straight Talk, you can share whatever you want, wherever you want. Straight Talk Wireless, available at Walmart. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com.
It can be dangerously easy to steal your identity during tax season because so much sensitive info is all together.
Before we start the annual meeting of Sean's personal info, has anyone seen Social Security number?
Not me.
Nope. Oh no, he's been stolen.
LifeLock by Norton makes it easy to help protect yourself. If you become a victim, we'll work to fix it. No one can monitor all transactions, but you can save up to 25% off your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Identity theft protection starts here.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Cloudy skies and snow with 22 degrees at 10:05. Good morning, I'm Mike Percha. Saginaw's upcoming comprehensive high school will now be called Saginaw United High School after an unveiling at Wednesday's Board of Education meeting. Rick Antonio has this report.
The name had already seen some use by the already combined football team consisting of Saginaw High and Arthur Hill students. Moving to a black and silver color motif, the school's Phoenix mascot will represent the communities and the city coming together and being reborn under one school, according to Superintendent Dr. Ramon Roberts at the unveiling. He says recent survey results leading to these choices were, for the most part, overwhelmingly in agreement.
Overwhelmingly, the surveys came back as Saginaw United. Overwhelmingly, the mascot came back as the Phoenix. It was a percentage point between blue and gray and black and silver for the colors, with blue and gray leading. However,
hey, Phil, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I can't see you. Have Nancy turn your camera on.
Roberts says Saginaw Middle School will be remaining Saginaw at the former high school site after the remodel and will be done. Rick Antonio, 100.5 and 790.
A local state senator is helping honor a local music sensation. Ken Holmes resolution in the Michigan Senate proclaiming March 10th through the 17th.
We're working on it.
Yep.
Get this on. Has achieved.
You got time. You can restart if you want.
Over the past few years. And Danny Wagner. Ypsilanti and Kalamazoo as part of the Dreams
Camera.
Resolution was adopted by the Senate.
Audio.
State House for consideration. WSGW News Time, 10:07.
Sticks. Saturday, March 19th at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. Born in Chicago, raised on rock and roll. Tommy Shaw and Sticks. Tickets start at $44 and on sale now at the Soaring Eagle and Eagles Landing box offices or online.
Let's log off and then log back on again. See what happens.
It's showing that it's on.
Showing cameras on?
It's showing it's on.
The light's on by it.
Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort.
Not seeing you.
I know. No.
Get your rock on. Party and play with
the camera may be on,
Casino and Resort.
but you may have something blocked that's not checking out.
I'm not showing because this is it right there. So the light.
Sticks. Saturday, March 19th at Soaring Eagle Casino. Tickets on sale now. Details at SoaringEagleCasino.com.
WSG.
Log off and log back on again. You got a minute.
Log off and log back on again.
Prisoners who are trusted
do it all over
with
again.
dogs are getting pay cuts to $1.54 per day after a mistake was discovered by the Corrections Department. Prisoners already receive low wages for their work behind bars. Now a pay cut from $2.65 per day hurts, especially when the job requires special skills. The Detroit Free Press says a Corrections Department official made a mistake by approving the higher pay rate around 2011. Men who train dogs at the Allergy prisons say they must have a good record and complete an 8-week training program to get the job. Louise Reichert of
Pomeranian was trained by prisoners and has been a great pet. Yesterday, jurors in the trial of 4 men accused in a plot to kidnap Governor Gretchen Whitmer have been listening to secret recordings talking about threats of violence. Here's Michigan News Network Sandra McNeil with details.
In the secret recordings made in the summer of 2020, jurors heard truck driver Barry Croft Jr. describing the potential plan to rain down fire, he said on Law Enforcement, with a team standing near Whitmer. They also heard an apparently giddy Croft explosives and talking about prosecutors' plan was to blow up a bridge to give the alleged kidnappers time to snatch the governor. In one recording, Croft says the governor should be quote calm. Defense attorneys claim the 4 defendants were all talk, frustrated by COVID restrictions and being egged on by government moles. Prosecutors say the men talked of creating a civil war for the agents and informants.
All right, let me give you the phone number.
The State Department of Environment, Great Lakes, and Energy.
Ready?
Yeah.
989.
Attorney General Dana Nessel filed
776
on behalf of the department.
6517.
The Arbor Hills landfill in Salem Township failed to comply with state
All right, give that a call.
Okay.
All right, turn off the computer.
Require the landfill to monitor emissions and catch chemicals and other substances before they reach the neighborhood.
To use my cell or the private line?
Time 10:10.
Here's your WSGW meteorology forecast. We'll see if your spotty snow shows early today. Otherwise, cloudy sky conditions with a high into the mid-30s. With winds out of the southwest around 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then for tonight, the slight chance of cloudy skies, a low near 13. Saturday, partial sunshine develops around, and by Sunday, mostly cloudy and breezy.
Maybe you can get the other one.
And by Tuesday, partial sunshine develops, a high of 46. Wednesday, mostly cloudy, warmer, high 58 degrees. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW Weatherology forecast. Currently, it's 23.
Now, the only local radio talk show offering you the chance to ask your questions and express your opinions from around your block to around the world. On 100.5 and 790 WSGW and online, WSGW.com.
If you haven't seen him.
I can't reach it.
Well, good morning to you, and welcome to hour number 2 of the Art Lewis Show here on WSGW. We're going to be talking about your pet's health coming up here in a couple of moments with Dr. Phil Engelhardt. He was having some computer issues, so he's going to be calling in just a moment, and we will re-establish our connection, if you will. And let us see. Phil is with us now. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Hey, nice to have you with us. Sorry your computer didn't work out well.
Yeah, it said the camera was on, but didn't show a picture.
Didn't show a picture. That was it.
Yep.
All right. Well, listen, it's been a while. Phil, of course, with the Bay Valley Animal Hospital. But in fact, I would call you semi-retired, not fully retired, even though you think you're fully retired. Here you are working again because your son and daughter-in-law had a baby.
Yes.
But your son, Phil Jr., and his wife now have the practice. And how much do you miss going into the office every day?
Well, quite a bit, really. I just renewed my Florida license also. So.
Oh, did you really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're down there a lot. So let's.
Well, not as much as I'd like to be, but had to come back to go to work.
Yep, you did.
But I'm enjoying it.
That's good. That's good. Let's talk. I want to talk first of all about the thing we've all lived through for 2 years and how it's affected animals. Can dogs get COVID?
They can probably pick up the virus, but they don't seem to get real sick. And they don't seem to be a major transmitter of it.
That what you anticipated my next question, because if they can pick up the virus, can they give it to their owners?
That doesn't appear to be a problem.
Does not appear to be a problem. That's a good thing.
I guess they're seeing it in some deer.
So if dogs are not transmitters, can we learn from them? Can we learn to see why the virus is picked up by them but not transmitted? I mean, is there anything to learn for the human race?
I suspect that there are some things in the virus that know specifically to go after humans, and the dogs and cats and other animals are just an incidental host.
So, yeah.
Because the virus seems to be, for one reason or the other, likes people.
So in the interaction of animals, particularly dogs with humans, and they're the most prevalent, can humans give animals disease and vice versa?
Yes. Probably the biggest one in animals would be rabies. Okay, so typically your bacteria, we all share. So whether we get a Pseudomonas or the dog gets a Pseudomonas or a staph infection, those are pretty common that they can share. The viruses are a little bit more selected. Some like the avian flu, some of the equine encephalitis, things like that. But most of the viruses they get, we don't get, but there are a few out there that we both share.
So it's not something the average homeowner should worry about with their pet, is it?
But probably the biggest one owners should worry about is the rabies. And that's why, there's probably 6 rabies cases a year in the state of Michigan, but dogs and cats are required to have rabies shots. And I'd like to say the government doesn't really care if your pet dies, but they do care if your pet gives rabies to people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that might be a little harsh on the government, but unfortunately, we see dogs on the side of the highway every year, and cats and things like that get hit, and nothing happens other than the homeowner's upset, and some of the passerbys are upset. But there's nobody gets prosecuted for not keeping their dog under leash and fence or anything like that. So, but we do care if the dogs give people rabies. And that's why they have the rabies mandate that they have to be current on their rabies immunization.
Yeah. That it's interesting. Is there a leash law in Michigan?
Not that I'm aware of. There may be. A lot of the laws are county.
Okay.
So certain counties may have that, but I'm not aware of a state law that requires a leash.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
let's also talk about the dogs outside in this weather that we've been having. How much can they tolerate?
Well, it depends on their age and whether they've been conditioned and what their shelter is. So if you put a 16-year-old dog out there, they're going to be in trouble. You put a 16-year-old cat out there, they're going to be in trouble. You put a young puppy out there, they're going to be in trouble. But if the dog has water and food and shelter, and they can get out of the weather with like a doghouse, and we don't get too many questions about outdoor animals anymore because the vast majority are living in the house. But the old rule used to be the doghouse shouldn't be more than 2.5 to 3 times. In other words, people think they're doing them a favor by putting them in a garage, but they can't keep that warm with their body heat. If it's only about 2.5 times the size of the dog, then their body heat can keep it warm, and they're quite well protected. Historically, you want that opening of the house to face the south, southeast, or southwest. You don't want it to face north where the wind's coming down from the cold winds. And if they have a slanted roof, you want the slant, if possible, to run to so there's more surface facing the south. So when we do get the occasional sun, it can at least, if there's shingles on it, beat down on it and give it some warmth in there. And are put around to give some extra insulation on the outside.
In terms of the majority of pets in this country today, it's cats and dogs, I would have to think, overwhelmingly. More dogs than cats?
Oh, by far. That are kept as pets. There's probably more stray cats out there than stray dogs.
Interesting. Are cats better survivors on their own?
Not necessarily. I guess it depends on what you say on their own. We don't tend to find cats running up north in the woods on their own. A lot of these cats survive in barnyard situations, though, where an occasional dog running in the wild, kind of like a wolf, but I don't think you get quite as many cats like that.
Yeah.
What's interesting is, I've been at this over 40 years. The vast majority of dogs 40 years ago, there was not majority, but a large percentage of them lived outdoors, and the vast majority of them now live inside. And the same with the cat. Cats used to be indoor-outdoor cats, and now they're primarily in the house. And the diseases we see are different. Cats used to get hit by cars. They go up trees and fall out of trees. They get attacked by wild animals or dogs, eagles, fox, and they'd crawl up into they'd look for a warm spot, and they'd crawl up into the engine of a car that just came home to stay in the fan belt area. And then people go out and start their car up, and the cat's in the fan belt because he crawled up in there because the engine was warm. And we don't see as much of that anymore. We were seeing fewer hit by cars, and both dogs and cats, fewer fan belts, fewer getting into poison. The big poison outside would be antifreeze, where it spills over off the car, and it's sweet to animals, and they drink it and it wipes out their kidneys. And so, but now that we have house cats, we get things like chewing electrical cords,
other things.
And they don't get the exercise, so we're getting more obesity in house cats, and with that comes more diabetes.
Yeah.
So.
All right, hang on, Phil. I got to take a break. We're talking to Dr. Phil Engelhardt from Bay Valley Animal Hospital. If you have any question about your pet's health, you can give us a call, 989-752-6111, 989-752-6111, and ask your question of our veterinarian. We'll be back.
It could be the best years of your life. In retirement, you'll finally get to do what you want to do, but you have to plan for it. Start by tuning into Mindy and Nolan McIntosh of McIntosh & Associates every Sunday at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Make retirement the best time of your life. Tune in Sundays at noon for Wealth Michigan with the McIntoshes. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC.
What's done more to improve overall health and wellness, modern medicine or personal hygiene? Actually, it's both. But considering that bathing went mainstream in the 1800s and brushing your teeth in the 1900s, isn't it time for some cleaning your nose? After all, your nose is the body's air filter for trapping dirt and germs, the first line of defense against allergens, bacteria, and viruses from getting into your lungs. But how do you clean your nose? With Navage. Navage isn't medicine, it's more like plumbing. Navage uses powered suction to pull saline in one nostril to the very back of the nose where germs can get trapped and multiply, and then out the other nostril, flushing out mucus and microbes so you can breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier. Join over 2 million others and find out for yourself how refreshing and easy to use Navage is. At Navage.com, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Bed Bath, and Target. Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
How do you make the most of your land? If you ask the Wrens, who run with us on a John Deere mower, they tell you,
I mow first, then I do all the trimming.
But the Hubbards, who work behind the wheel of a John Deere compact tractor, would say,
if it's something you want, just go after it and try it.
When they mention from the seat of their John Deere Gator UTV, you can't be all work and not play. There are millions of ways to make the most of your land. Learn how to make the most of yours at Deere.com. Nothing runs like a Deere.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
Stocks opened higher. Tentative optimism returned to global markets after Russian President Vladimir Putin was quoted as saying he had seen positive developments in negotiations with Ukraine. Though Goldman Sachs has slightly lowered its forecast for U.S. economic growth for this year. Signature company DocuSign reported a disappointing quarter. Rivian Automotive says part shortages will force it to produce fewer trucks than it could otherwise this year. It also continues to lose money. Nestle says it has stopped exporting and importing non-essential food items to and from Russia. But workspace rental company WeWork says it expects business to jump at least 30% this year. There's demand from companies switching of work. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Coselda, invested in you.
Is your current home loan the right fit for you? Your historic low rates may be a great reason to refinance, but when matched with an expertly chosen loan from Loan Depot, you could be saving money and paying more towards the bottom line. Call a Loan Depot loan officer and ask about our 27-year Smart Term loan or our 10-year ARM loan. Get a great rate matched with a great loan by calling 866-888-LOAN or visit loandepot.com. At Loan means everything. Rates are subject to change. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing opportunity. NMLS number 174457. Licensed in all 50 states.
Annette Glenn believes defunding police is radical and dangerous. Michigan's murder rate, 14th highest in the nation. Violent crime, above the national average. Annette Glenn backed more funding for police to keep us safe. Paid for by Annette Glenn for State Senate.
Hi, this is Mike Avery, and here's what's coming up this week on Outdoor Magazine. First, Drew Youngdyke of the National Wildlife Federation. Nielsen of Showspan checks in. In hour number 2, the guy who's taking underwater spearfishing mainstream in Michigan, his name is John Dirtka, plus Sean McKeon from MUCC. And in hour number 3, we're talking UP Whitetails with Richard P. Smith. Listen Saturday mornings at 6 and Sundays at 9 on WSGW.
On the next Markley Van Camp and Robbins show,
It's the Friday Five, another tip of the cap to the ladies. Hey, give me a beer. You getting carpal tunnel from the alimony yet? Direct deposit.
Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins. Weekdays at noon on 100.5 and 790. News Radio WSGW.
All right, we're back here on WSGW. We're talking to veterinarian Dr. Pnil Englehardt from Bay Valley Animal Hospital about your pet's health. And again, if you have any questions, you can give us a call, 989-752-6111. Phil, I want to talk about bringing a new puppy into a home. Someone who is obtaining a new puppy, whether it's from a shelter, from a breeder, from whatever, what do they need to know about the first, say, 3 months of life of that puppy? What's required? When do they start getting shots, for example?
Okay, well, the puppy shots can be started as soon as 6 weeks of age. And that's and the maternal antibodies, assuming mom was vaccinated, then she's going to pass on immunity to these puppies somewhere between about 6 and 14 weeks of age through her milk. But we don't know if mom was vaccinated. So what we do is we generally start, and the immunity can drop off in some puppies at 6 weeks, some at 8, some at 10, some at 12. And though you could do a blood test to see what the titer is, that is way more expensive than vaccinating them every 3 weeks. So what veterinarians typically do is start the vaccinations at about 6 weeks of age and run those up until about 16 weeks of age. And there are a number of things we vaccinate dogs for or against. But when they get it, the first thing they should do, probably within 2 or 3 days of acquiring a puppy, is make an appointment. And it should be, occasionally they get them under 6 weeks, but it's targeted around 6, 7 weeks of age. Make an appointment to bring them in for a checkup. At that point, they should bring a stool sample with them if they can. Anything that's been voided within the last 24 hours, and potentially in the wintertime, if it's outside and frozen, it'll keep a little bit longer. In the summer, we'd like it within about 24 hours. And what they'll check for is internal parasites, and they'll do a concentration technique where they'll mix it in a solution, and the eggs will rise because they're lighter, and it's kind of like the bubbles in a soft drink going up. And what they look for is the eggs primarily for coccidia, roundworms, and hookworms. And these hookworms are too small for you to visually see if they were to pass them in the stool. The roundworm is of a size like a piece of spaghetti, and it's pretty obvious. And occasionally they'll pass them, but it's best to take a stool sample in and get them checked for worms. And if they have it, we want to worm them right away. Now, the way they get these worms is from their mother. If the mother had roundworms or hookworms as a puppy, when mom was wormed, it gets the adult ones. But when they received them, some of them went to their liver and their muscle, and they're dormant. and there's no real good way to get those, and they're dormant, and the hormones of pregnancy activate those, and they migrate into the fetus before the pup's born, and they also migrate into the milk. So when the puppy is born, they often already have the worms. When they're nursing, they get another dose of the worms, and those first start showing up at around 3.5, 4 weeks of age. So if you take the puppy in for its first puppy shot at 6 weeks, take a stool sample, they'll check it. If the puppy has worms, they can start the worming process at that point.
Even that young, huh?
What's that?
Even that young, you can start the worming process.
Oh, yes. The sooner the better, because they're doing damage. The hookworms suck blood and make them anemic and weak. And I haven't seen it up in Michigan, but when I practiced in Florida, we saw them so bad we had to give them blood transfusions. They suck so much blood out of them.
Yeah. Let me ask this. You've been in practice a long time, as you mentioned, 40 years. You've been doing the show with me for about that length of time. Have the protocols changed very much in terms of the shots, in terms of the vaccines, inoculations that you give a dog between then and now?
Changed in the because back when I started, actually 45 years ago, 1975, we primarily had distemper and rabies and leptospirosis. We did not have parvo. That came around in the early 80s. That was a new disease. It is similar to feline distemper, and there's a lot of theories where it came from. Did it escape from a lab? Was it a mutation from cats to dogs? They really don't know. And then since then, we also have Lyme's disease. We've had Lyme's disease since then, but now we have a vaccine against it. And the way dogs acquire that is from ticks. And we've always had kennel cough, but when I started, we didn't have vaccines against kennel cough. And now we have vaccines against that. And the new one, probably the last 10, 15 years, is the dog flu. And it's respiratory flu, and it can kill the dog. And so in high-risk situations, boarding, grooming, dog parks, we do recommend the flu vaccination.
If I'm correct, and correct me if I'm wrong, the only mandatory vaccine is rabies?
Rabies. And that gets back again, we get that. Of all these, we do get leptospirosis too, okay? And leptospirosis is not a bacteria, it's not a virus, it's called the spirochete, and they get it from contaminated water, spread by raccoons, skunks, rats, and you'll find it in the city, wherever there's urine contamination in a water supply. Occasionally they'll get it out of a lake, but usually it's standing water. The rat, skunk, raccoon will urinate. It'll be on the lawn. You get a rainstorm and you get a puddle. The dog goes outside and drinks out of the puddle and ends up getting leptospirosis. But we've had them along Saginaw Bay, Cucullin River, and as I say, it's a spirochete, and there's a Bactrin for it. It's a vaccine. Depending on most dogs should be vaccinated for it. There'd be a rare exception where we wouldn't. Okay?
So most of these vaccines then are not mandated. They become voluntary.
Correct.
But when you talk to that dog owner, as a percentage, I mean, how many dog owners say give them the whole battery? Most?
Oh, probably, I'm not sure, probably 25% say give them all of them. But we don't see 100% of the dogs. There's people that have dogs that never take them to a vet, or maybe they just go to a rabies clinic and get a rabies shot. The ones that come into our office, it's probably 35% get them all. And then it drops down from there. Maybe one person will skip the flu or one person will skip kennel cough. But the vast majority are getting, almost everybody we see gets the rabies. Probably 95% get the parvo and distemper, probably 60% on the lepto and the Lymes, and kind of drops down from there. But again, it gets back to the rabies is the one required by law because we get rabies.
Right.
Okay. And if we get rabies, we die. If we get leptospirosis, we could die. We get very, very sick, but there are drugs, antibiotics.
Yeah. Yeah. When we first heard about the canine, the flu, I remember talking to you because we had our dog up there at the time, and it was at the southern states. It hadn't encroached into Michigan. And you were saying, well, the potential is here. It's going to get here eventually, particularly because people travel back and forth to Florida.
Sure.
Has that happened? Is the flu now here?
Oh, it's here. Yes. Parvo spread across the country in about 2 weeks back in the 80s. And fortunate, because the practice I was at in Florida at the time, they saw it down there and they couldn't get any vaccine. So I got a call from Fort Myers. Could I order vaccine and ship it to them? Because there were 2 distributors down there that bought it all. And there was only one company making vaccine and they just couldn't supply enough. So I ended up ordering it and shipping 500 doses to Florida for my old practice down there. And I asked him if he'd do one thing, and that was to keep me posted. And he called me in a week and said it's in the. At that point, we filled the refrigerator.
All right, we're going to take a break. We're talking to Dr. Phil Engelhardt about pet health. If you have a pet and you have any questions, you can give us a call here on the Art Lewis Show for this Friday morning. We'll be back.
Service Master by Fusen, your fire, water, and storm damage restoration experts. Did you know if your home or business has experienced damages of any kind, whether it be from a fire, flood, or smoke, it's crucial that you get the quality, timely restoration services you need so that you can quickly get back to normal. With 24/7 emergency services, Service Master by Fusen offers commercial and residential restoration services. Visit ServiceMasterByFusen.com or call them at 989-200. Service Master by Fusen, restoring peace of mind.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the hay.
Why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And now you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/trial. That's ZipRecruiter.com/trial. ZipRecruiter.com/trial.
Do you check your Google search results regularly? You should. People often get their first impression of you or your business online. Negative comments on the internet can impact your life and your livelihood. Take control of your online reputation. Get your free reputation report card at ReputationDefender.com. It may reveal employee, upset patient or client, news article, legal issue, or even exposed personal information right there in your Google search results. Uncover what's lurking on the internet about you with ReputationDefender.com's patented scan and get your free reputation report card. Or for immediate assistance with your reputation, call 800-401-6681. Our cutting-edge technology helps make your Google search results look their best. Call 800-401-6681. That's 800-401-6681. 800-401-6681. Or take the free scan at ReputationDefender.com.
Know about an important study just released by the FDA. It confirms what the medical community has known all along. Non-contact thermometers are not accurate. The study also reports that they fail to meet FDA requirements for accuracy in labeling. With new strains of COVID on the rise, we can't afford to tolerate the rampant false temperature readings from non-contact thermometers. Accurate temperature measurements are essential. You need Exergen thermometers because they're accurate and backed by over 100 clinical studies. Be sure, be accurate with Exergen. Learn more at Exergen.com.
Do you check your Google search results regularly? You should. People often get their first impression of you or your business online. Negative comments on the internet can impact your life and your livelihood. Take control of your online reputation. Get your free reputation report card at It may reveal negative posts from an ex-employee, upset patient or client, news article, legal issue, or even exposed personal information right there in your Google search results. Uncover what's lurking on the internet about you with ReputationDefender.com's patented scan and get your free reputation report card. Or for immediate assistance with your reputation, call 800-401-6681. Our cutting-edge technology helps make your Google search results look their best. Call 800-401-6681. That's 800-401-6681. 800-401-6681. Or take the free scan at reputationdefender.com.
Thank you for being with 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW in the premier kitchen and bath gallery showroom and design center studio.
All right, we're back on the Art Lewis Show talking to Dr. Phil Engelhardt from Bay Valley Animal Hospital. We have some callers. Fred is in Midland. Fred, you're on with Dr. Engelhardt. Good morning.
Yes, good morning, doctor. My question is, do you know of any group or agency or humane society in this area that would rent a remote-controlled cat or dog cage for rescuing stray cats or dogs?
I would check with the Midland Humane Society. Have you checked with them?
No, I have not called them yet.
Yeah.
I would do that.
Give them a call. Yeah.
Okay.
And sometimes animal control I know in Bay County, the animal control used to lend live traps. If I were just a regular, and I said I got 3 stray cats in the backyard and I'd like to catch them. They're doing damage or whatever, they're killing birds or whatever the reason is, but nobody owns them. They would lend out live traps. This doesn't kill them, it just catches them. You put food in them and they go in there to get the food, and then the citizen would take it to animal control. So I would check with Midland Animal Control and the Humane Society over there. They're very active, both of them.
Okay, very good. Thank you, sir.
All right, thanks, Fred. And let's talk to Lee in Saginaw. Lee, good morning.
Hi.
Hi.
Good morning, you two.
Morning.
My wife has a small Shih Tzu something mix, and she's a real good. Has these skin allergies so bad. We've tried everything. She's white and she gets so pink and oily. We have to give her a bath a couple times a week, and we got her on some allergy pills or something. I didn't know if you had any idea what would.
How old is the dog?
She's about 5.
Okay, when did the allergies start?
Oh, a couple of years ago.
Okay, and did it come on kind of all of a sudden? And was the first year, was it seasonal, or once it started, it just continued?
It just continued.
And is she on heartworm medicine?
Yes.
Okay, and do you know which one she's on?
We got her on one that is, I can't remember what it is.
Does it do flea and tick also?
No. And we don't do flea.
Okay, when I start thinking about allergies in dogs, I'm going to give you a brief list. We have food allergy. We have atopic. Atopic would be weeds, trees, grasses, molds, things like that. And then there's a third one, which is sarcoptic mange. Okay, and the reason I ask about the heartworm medicines, the ones that do flea and ticks, generally get the mange. So there's always a possibility and what mange is a, it's not an insect, it's in the spider family, and it burrows under the skin and can make them super, super itchy. And it used to be pretty difficult to kill them, but with the new heartworm medicines like Simparica Trio and NexGard, 1 dose is supposed to do it, and I usually do 1 dose now and another one in a month. But you want to rule that out, number 1. Number 2, just at a conference in Florida, and we had about 35 veterinarians in there, and we were listening to a dermatologist, and the dermatologist asked, who likes food allergy? And my hand was the only one to go up, and everyone looked at me, and they said, why do you like food allergy? I says, I practice in the north. We have seasons, okay? And see, they can't sort out food because they've got a perpetual summer down there, and it's very difficult. Right now, we don't have a whole lot of grass allergy going on, okay, with all the snow out there. So if a dog typically had a grass allergy, he'd probably be spring, summer, and fall and be very comfortable in the winter. With that said, there are blood tests and there's a Midwest panel, there's a Southeast panel, a Southwest, a West Coast, a Northwest panel. And what they do is test for the things that most likely cause allergens in this area, atopic dermatitis. And if so we find out what those are, you can either go to desensitization, or it may be such that there's so many things it'd be difficult to try and desensitize them. And the old treatment for allergies years and years ago, other than the desensitization like they do in people, was to give them cortisone. Well, now we have better drugs. We have Apoquel and Cytopoint, and these are one tablet, and those are often given long term. Now that doesn't cure the allergy; it just masks the symptoms of them.
Yeah.
But the goal would be to try and cure it. And if they do the blood panel and they didn't find much, then I would start looking at food. And the things they can be allergic to are, any type of food. It could be beef, chicken, wheat, oats, whatever. And what we do, we used to use the novel diets. These were things like alligator, kangaroo, venison, and we would put them on those. And if they got better, then we knew what they were allergic to. And then maybe we'd add a little bit of beef. And if they had a relapse, we'd know they were allergic to beef. What we're using primarily now, diets, and this is where they make they make the molecules so small that the immune system doesn't realize it's coming from beef or chicken or whatever.
Yeah.
So if she's on that, that's great. But if she's still itching, the things you want to look at, is she getting any treats at the bank? Is she getting any table food? Is she eating rabbit droppings outside? Do you have a cat? Is she helping herself to recycle cat food? Is there any people food going on? And sometimes the neighbor gives the dog a treat. And it doesn't, you see how allergic people can be to peanut butter. So one treat a month can really screw things up. So you have to be very, very good about that.
Right.
And some of our medications come in chewies, and they're full. Be careful that if you're given one of those, the dog could be allergic to the beef flavored chewable. Okay.
Yeah.
And so they make other types of heartworm medicine that's either topical or a tablet that isn't chewable and doesn't have it beef flavored or liver flavored or whatever.
That gives you enough to work with, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, she's about 9 pounds and she's a house dog. She's been litter trained since.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay. And we have all oak flooring, so we kind of eliminated mites and stuff like that, but she's always scratching or chewing on her toes.
Have you had the blood test?
Yes.
And
what they said she was allergic to mites and something else, but if there's we constantly we wash your bed every other day, stuff like that, and
all right.
Okay.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah. They check thyroid too?
No, I don't think they check that.
Okay. Have them check the thyroid because that's very important to skin care.
All right. Very good.
Okay.
I got to take a break.
Okay.
Leah, appreciate the call. Thank you.
You're
Maria,
welcome.
Maria, hang on and we'll get to you right after these notes on the Art Lewis Show with Dr. Phil Engelhardt.
At Wildfire Credit Union, our team will tell you that everything we do is for our members because it's about you always.
When you write a check or pay a bill online and something goes wrong, even the best of us gets rattled. I recently took extra time with a member experiencing that kind of frustration. Gina paid some recurring charges she suspected she no longer owed. I looked far back into her account to get a complete list of her payments. This allowed her to stop payment with confidence. She told me she...
Treating members like family, going above and beyond to lend a hand when it matters most. That's Wildfire Credit Union. It's what we do every day. Find out for yourself. Call 800-227-2328. Click on wildfirecu.org or come by any Wildfire location to experience banking the way it's supposed to be, where it's about you always. Wildfire Credit Union, distinctively better. Member NCUA Equal Housing Lender.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-296 1-800-296-1251. That's 800-296-1251.
Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
Exergen would like you to know about an important study just released by the FDA. It confirms what the medical community has known all along. Non-contact thermometers are not accurate. The study also reports that they fail to meet FDA requirements for accuracy in labeling. With new strains of COVID on the rise, we can't afford to tolerate the rampant false temperature readings from non-contact thermometers. Accurate temperature measures Exergen thermometers because they're accurate and backed by over 100 clinical studies. Be sure, be accurate with Exergen. Learn more at Exergen.com.
Wills and trusts, wealth management, asset protection,
Does this sound important to you?
succession planning for the family business, elder law, probate.
For most of us, we have better things to do with our lives. But when the time comes, personal or for a business, all of us will be glad we took just a few minutes to get our lives in order.
Reduce or eliminate taxes, avoid probate costs, and prevent will contests. Plan for the event of disability.
Who should you see? Who can you trust? Who has decades of experience in providing peace of mind for families and business owners?
My name is Jerry Reif. See me today and get your life in order.
Get some peace of mind. Check out Jerry Reif for yourself. Go to jerryreiflawyer.com. While you are there, subscribe to his free monthly e-newsletter and learn about elder law and estate planning. You can download helpful resources. Remember the website, Jerry, or call Jerry Reif at 989-790-1461.
I provide legal solutions for a changing world.
Are you a do-it-yourselfer or a direct-it-yourselfer?
Every weekend, people tell us about overspending on projects they could have handled themselves for lots less money.
And we hear from people who ended up overspending because they tried to do something they should have called in a pro to tackle.
Well, we'll help you sort it out. I'm Tom Kreitler.
And I'm Leslie Segretti. Got a remodeling or a repair project?
We can help you decide whether to do it yourself or direct it yourself this week. Home Improvement Radio Show.
Saturday mornings at 9 on WSGW.
All right, we're back with you and talking to Dr. Phil Engelhardt from Bay Valley Animal Hospital, and Maria is in Saginaw. Maria, thanks for waiting, and welcome to the program. You're on with Dr. Engelhardt.
Thanks for taking my call, both of you. I'm really glad to talk to the veterinarian because I have a question. I have adopted a large, full-grown female cat, and I suspect she might be pregnant. Look for if
the main thing would be to, is she gaining weight? And the gestation is 63 days. So how long have you had the kitty?
About 3 days.
Okay. If you look at her breasts, if she's getting close to term, you might gently squeeze the nipple and see if you get any milk out. Okay. And if you get some milk, it doesn't mean she's pregnant because there are false pregnancies, but there's probably a 98% chance she's pregnant. Okay.
And what does she have to know about the birthing?
It's rare that a cat gets in trouble. Okay. Some cats have very, very good instincts, and the main thing you'd want to make sure is that mom would take the placenta off the kitten so it could breathe. But 99% of them are very, very good at doing that. It's be very unlikely there'd be an issue where it wouldn't take care of them. The only thing I can tell you is the kitty is going through, if it's pregnant and having kittens, it's going through hormonal changes. And some lovable, quite protective and can be aggressive to people. And other aggressive cats, when they have kittens, sometimes become very, very friendly to people. And all I can say is it's a female going through hormonal changes, and you just want to be initially careful that you don't get involved in something that doesn't happen very often. But since you've only had the cat 3 days, is that what you said, 3 days?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just probably doesn't know you real well yet. And mom usually does all the work, and you just feed her. Okay?
Yeah, I'm taking her to the vet next week to get her checked out.
Okay. Yeah, well, she could be pregnant. She might not be pregnant. She might be close to term. Without examining her, it'd be difficult for me to know. But if you got an appointment where you can get her checked out, usually around 4 weeks of age out of the 63 days, about halfway through. Most cats you can gently palpate and feel them, and they're about the size of a ping pong ball at about 4 weeks of age. And the vet can gently palpate and might be able to tell you if they feel kittens in there.
Okay. Yeah, she's a good cat. I noticed her stomach twitches a little bit, like something is moving around in there.
Okay. Well, that could happen if she's getting close to term. So.
Yeah, she's very elusive. She's here 1 minute, gone the next. She crawls into these strange places. There's a lazy boy that's on a base that sits above the floor about 2 inches. She crawled under that and got inside of it. So I'm thinking she might be looking for a place to have her kitten.
She might be. She may or may not use it. You might be able to help her out and get maybe old T-shirts or something in a basket. Kind of with a little cushion in it, that type of thing. And she's going to want privacy, so you might want to put it in a closet, okay, and leave the door open so she can go in there. And you could even put a couple bowls of food and water in there so she gets used to going in there, and she might find that as a good place to have the kittens. We certainly don't want her having them under the recliner.
Yeah. All right.
It could be kind of awkward for the kittens.
Yeah. All right, Maria. Good luck with it.
Thank you very much. Thank you for taking my call.
Well, you're welcome. Thanks for calling. Bye-bye now. Well, the old saying, time flies when you're having fun, and we're out of it. Phil, as always, great to talk to you. We'll do it again down the road. We'll also try and get your son on from time to time. But
Okay.
we will chat with you again soon. Thanks a lot.
Sounds great.
Take care. Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Dr. Phil Engelhardt from Bay Valley Animal Hospital in Bay City. We thank him very much for joining us today. And back to close out after these notes.
As a Blue Cross Medicare member, managing your medications from home is simple. With our easy-to-use prescription, get the medicine your doctor prescribes from your local pharmacy or even delivered by mail. For the trusted care you need and want, Blue Cross will be here with more convenient ways of getting it. Like we've been for more than 80 years. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. Confidence comes with every card. To learn more, visit bcbsm.com/senior options.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your family. Proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. Using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
What's done more to improve overall health and wellness, modern medicine or personal hygiene? Actually, it's both. But considering that bathing went mainstream in the 1800s and brushing your teeth in the 1900s, isn't it time for something new, like cleaning your nose? After all, your nose is the body's air filter for trapping dirt and germs, the first line of defense against allergens, bacteria, and viruses from getting into your lungs. But how do you clean your nose? With Navage. Navage isn't medicine, it's more like plumbing. Navage uses powered suction to pull saline in one nostril to the very back of the nose where germs can get trapped and multiply, and then out the other nostril, flushing out mucus and microbes so you can breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay 2 million others, and find out for yourself how refreshing and easy to use Navage is. At Navage.com, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Bed Bath, and Target. Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
Are you ready for retirement? Well, Jason and Carl Kreiderman with Great Lakes Investment Advisors have a new book that can help make retiring easier. In Empower Your Retirement, they talk about how a well-thought-out financial plan can make the difference between just surviving and thriving in retirement. Using everyday language, this book explores how a simple process can help you cover all the bases of your financial life, including how taxes can affect your retirement and much more. Your finances are too important to leave to chance. Empower Your Retirement is written to help you understand the must-dos to prepare for the retirement you desire. Get your free copy of Empower Your Retirement by calling 989-848-1188. That's 989-848-1188. And for more on retirement planning, tune into Jason and Carl's radio show, Your Financial, every Sunday morning at 8. Firm provides insurance services, investment advisory services offered by Great Lakes Investment Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor firm in the state of Michigan. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
All right, that's going to do it for the Art Lewis Show for today. Thanks for being with us. Thanks to Dr. Engelhardt for joining us, too. And, of course, thanks to you, as always. Coming up on Focus, we're going to focus on the Fellowship of Christian Athletes with its founder, Chris Smith. That'll be ahead. First, the news from CBS and the local report, and then we will be back with more. Stick around. We'll talk to you in just a few minutes.
From the Premier Kitchen and WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Steve Kathan. The United States has just expanded sanctions against Russia. President Biden saying moments ago this bans future American investments, Russian vodka and seafood, and targets more individuals.
This is going to make it harder for Russia to do business with the United States. And doing it in unison with other nations to make up half of the global economy will be another crushing blow to the Russian economy. It's already suffering very badly from our sanctions.
Russian forces have expanded their military push in Ukraine. CBS's Steve Futterman has more from Poland's border with the country.
The besieged port city of Mariupol is now surrounded. This, according to Russian military officials. The situation there is dire. The city's been cut off for days. There's no power, little if any food. Stores have been looted. People are fighting on the streets. The massive convoy outside the city has been redeployed. That could signal a long-anticipated move toward the capital. And overnight, Russia expanded the war, targeting several western Ukraine cities for the first time.
On her swing through Europe, Vice President Harris is in Romania with words of assurance about Ukrainian refugees.
We stand together, Romania and the United States, in ensuring that we will do all that is required to put resources into the humanitarian piece of this.
The U.S. and South Korea say North Korea has tested parts of its biggest intercontinental ballistic missile in 2 recent launches. Asia correspondent Elizabeth Palmer.
North Korea had said the launches, 2 in the past 2 weeks, were to help develop satellites. But U.S. intelligence believes they were really to test components for a much larger weapon, the gigantic Hwasong-17, designed to reach anywhere in the continental United States.
The highest court in Texas has just blocked a state law that bans most abortions. A winter storm packing snow, rain, and strong wind continuing to gather steam. It's going to affect millions. WCBS meteorologist Craig Allen.
Wind chills advisories in effect for the Northern Plains and the Northern Rockies. Wind chills are down between -10 and -30, and it's even in the 20s all the way down into central sections of Texas.
Tomorrow, that storm system will smack the East Coast. Well, baseball fans are an excited bunch. The big, long lockout is over. It won't be long before players are back on the field.
Everyone's very excited and ready to go, and it's been a long winter.
I'm not driving. Gas too high. Give me at least baseball.
Wall Street right now, the Dow is up 248 points. The S&P is up 10. This is CBS News.
There's always something new under the sun. CBS Mornings, weekdays on CBS.
Sticks, Saturday, March 19th at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. Born in Chicago, raised on rock and roll, Tommy Shaw and Sticks.
I've got too much time on my hands.
tickets start at $44 and on sale now at the Soaring Eagle and Eagles Landing box offices or online at etix.com. Styx, playing all the hits. Saturday, March 19th at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. Get your rock on. Party and play with Styx at Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort. Styx, Saturday, March 19th at Soaring Eagle Casino. Tickets on sale now. Details at SoaringEagleCasino.com.
What's done more to improve overall health and wellness? Modern medicine or personal hygiene? Actually, it's both. But considering that bathing went mainstream in the 1800s and brushing your teeth in the 1900s, isn't it time for something new, like cleaning your nose? After all, your nose is the body's air filter for trapping dirt and germs, the first line of defense against allergy viruses from getting into your lungs. But how do you clean your nose? With Navage. Navage isn't medicine, it's more like plumbing. Navage uses powered suction to pull saline in one nostril to the very back of the nose where germs can get trapped and multiply, and then out the other nostril, flushing out mucus and microbes so you can breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier. Join over 2 million others and find out for yourself how refreshing and easy to use Navage is. At Navage.com, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Bed Bath, and Target. Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
Live from the 100.5 and 790 newsroom, this is WSGW News.
Cloudy skies and 24 degrees at 11:05. Good morning, I'm Mike Birchall. As of Thursday, Saginaw Public School students are no longer required to wear face coverings. Here's WSJW's Rick Antonio with this report.
Voted on and approved by the District Board of Education, Superintendent Dr. Ramon Roberts says making masking optional is aligned closer to the CDC's current recommendations with Saginaw to low infection risk area.
Specific to us, they changed the recommendation that would include masking only for areas that were at high risk of cases. Saginaw County is currently rated low. Anything lower than a high risk level would no longer require masks in indoor public setting, including K through 12 schools.
Saginaw was the first and only Saginaw County school district to begin this school year with a universal mask mandate and was the last to remove one after the CDC guideline changes in February. Rick Antonio, News Radio 100.5 and 790.
The Marshall M. Frederick Sculpture Museum will bring Michigan artists Austin Brantley and Ray Katz to Saginaw Valley State University and the community as part of the series from March 14th to the 19th. The museum provides the program as a way for students and the public to interact with and learn from award-winning artists. During open studio hours, the general public will have an opportunity to drop in and learn the process of making a sculpture. Both artists will share information about their careers as artists and conduct hands-on workshops. Open studio hours do not require a reservation and are open to everyone. Days and times are as follows. On Wednesday next week from 10 to 3, Ray Katz will guide visitors on how to make their own geometric foam sculpture. And then on Thursday next week from 10 to 3, Austin Brantley will guide visitors through modeling a clay sculpture. Schedule a free private visit by calling 989-964-7096. WSGW News Time, 11:07.
Members First Credit Union is here to help you consolidate debt and get rid of your financial stress. Save money by refinancing high-interest loans or credit cards you have elsewhere with Members First. Pay them off with funds from a Members First Credit Union personal loan or turn multiple due dates and payments into just one personal loan by consolidating your debt. Stop by one of the 11 Members First Credit Union branches or visit nfcu.net for details. Some restrictions may apply. Loan subject to credit approval. Federally insured by the NCUA. Equal housing opportunity.
Time to finish up those last few home projects we've been putting off. Hi, this is Sonia. Our new Fresh Coat Paint and Primer in 1 is scrubbable, makes any paint job go faster in less coats, and looks better than conventional latex paints. We've got new floors from Shaw, Tarkett, and Lakeshore. We offer up to 24 months with 0 interest financing. Visit our showroom at 5789 State Street in Saginaw Township or Center 989-793-6182.
WSGW News Time, 11:08. The weather forecast is coming up next. A Detroit Public Schools Community District Public Safety Officer has died after trying to stop a fight near Henry Ford High School. The incident happened yesterday near the school. The officer was rushed to a hospital and listed in critical condition, but died later on. Officials said the fight involved people that were not Detroit Public School students. High gas prices are causing to raise their prices around the state. Here's Jason Scott with the details.
Cut King Lawn Service in Oakland County is gearing up for the upcoming season, and they're raising prices. Here are the specs for the average yard in Royal Oak.
Previously, we were trying to keep it more around 25. This year, it's going to be more 29, 30 for the same house that we had been cutting at 25.
Now to save on gas, owner Kevin McAuliffe says it's all about route.
We're limiting the geographic area in which we work. So like we cut up the Telegraph. We work on the east side of Telegraph. If your house is even a block west of Telegraph, we're not cutting it. You know, there has to be an outer limit, or you keep getting stretched thinner and thinner on the edges. That'll damage your productivity in the heart of your business.
Cut King Lawn Service expects to cut 2,000 yards each week.
2 Michigan lighthouses have been awarded $100,000 by the Michigan Lighthouse Assistance Program for preservation and maintenance. The Sable Points Lighthouse near Ludington is receiving $40,000, which will be 50% matched with $20,000. The city of Grand Haven will receive the other $60,000 in a matched amount of over $76,000 to restore the South Pier entrance and inner lights at its lighthouse location. The city is planning to restore the concrete deck and railings to the entrance. WSGW News Time, 11:10. I'm Mike Percha.
Here's your WSGW weatherology forecast. Showers early today, otherwise cloudy sky conditions with a high into the mid-30s. We'll have winds out of the southwest around 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then for tonight, a slight chance for snow showers, mostly cloudy skies, a low near 13. Saturday, partial sunshine develops, high around 22 degrees. Then by Sunday, mostly cloudy and breezy, we'll see high of 42. Monday, cloud cover, high around 51 degrees. Then by Tuesday, partial sunshine develops, a high of 40. Wednesday, mostly cloudy, warmer, high 58 degrees. I'm meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with the WSGW weatherology forecast. Currently, it's 26.
Now, it's time to focus as WSGW presents the people, the places, the businesses, the culture, the area events and activities, all put into focus on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com.
Well, good morning to you and welcome to another edition of Focus here on WSGW. I'm Art Lewis from my Saginaw Spirit Home studio, brought to you today by RoofMax, the safe, proven, and affordable alternative to expensive asphalt shingle roof replacement. Find out about RoofMax online at roofmax.com or call Ben at 989-859-6751. That's RoofMax with 2 X's. Today, we're going to learn about an organization called the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. And to do that, we have the director of the Tri-City area, and we say good morning to Chris Smith. Chris, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
We're doing well. Thanks for being with us. I think,
of course.
First of all, we need to start with an overview of the organization. What is the Fellowship of Christian Athletes?
Hey, so we are, if one of the biggest, if not the biggest sports ministries in the country, not just the state of Michigan, but in the entire country. So basically, we can work with pro and semi-pro teams, but our biggest goal is to get into colleges and local high schools and whatnot. So what my role would be, what we would do as directors, is to go into these different schools, directors, team coaches, any sport, what have you, and host like small groups. So like how Youth for Christ comes in during the school, like during the day, at any school, what have you, and has breakfast clubs or, you know, lunch meetings and stuff like that with the kids. And whatnot. That's what we would do. We kind of do the same thing, but it's more with like an athletic twist to it, and how we can apply ourselves to or how more important these kids can apply themselves in athletics and in their faith, on and off the court, the field, whatever sport is they play, and empower them to be better.
Yeah,
sport, but in life in general. So
I have to ask, and it's a great cause, a great mission. So please don't misunderstand this question, but I have to ask it. Do you find resistance in the public schools?
Yes, there has been a couple of times here and there. There has been, and it's unfortunate. But I mean, in this day and age, I mean, it's hard to keep a good traction on things. But yes, there has been some resistance here and there with that. I would agree.
So tell me a little bit about your background and how you got involved with FCA.
Okay. I graduated from Grace Christian University out of Grand Rapids in 2020 with my undergrad in biblical studies with a youth ministry concentration. I was involved, I knew from, I want to say 2011, 2012, when I was a camper at Bayshore Camp in Sebring, and I wanted to get into ministry. It's just for years didn't know what that looked like, so waiting for my calling or, and whatnot. But when I went to Grace Christian, I started playing basketball there under Coach Bean, and I was introduced through them and our assistant athletic director, Corey Jameson, who's still one of my, FCA mentors to this day. Like, hey, we have a local FCA chapter here on campus. And it took me a little bit to kind of think it over, pray about it. And so I took over for one of my friends after my first full year there. And it was at first something where we met once a month, get to where we were meeting once every week, and then started doing, outreach events, in downtown Grand Rapids. Like our biggest one that we would do all the time would be we would go down to Mel Trotter in downtown Grand Rapids, help send out, make food, serve it to people that were homeless and stuff like that. But it was something I was very passionate about in college. And when I moved back to the east side of the state where I'm at now, after that was the COVID season. That was that COVID summer. Everything was still kind of up in the air. Nobody kind of had an idea what was going to happen. After a few months, I had something planned and kind of lined up, but then it fell apart. And FCA, after a couple months, came into the picture, and I got an email the very next day after I applied, and here I am.
Funny how life takes its turns.
Exactly.
All right, hang on. I've got to take a break. We're talking to Chris Smith from the Fellowship for Christian Athletes, and we'll have more on that when we return here on Focus.
While you're comfortable inside your home or business, the weather takes a toll on your roof. Wind, rain, hail, UV rays, and the heat of the sun cause premature failure of your shingles. If you have an aging roof, don't spend a lot of money on replacement. Get a Roof Max shingle treatment and get some peace of mind. Get more life for less money, guaranteed with Roof Max, a powerful fusion of science and nature. Call Ben today at 859-6751.
It's time to dust off your shamrocks and shillelaghs and head to the Sawmill Pub and Grill March 17th for a St. Patty's Day party. Doors open at noon and we'll be serving up your favorite corned beef and cabbage. So grab a group of friends for dining or call 989-793-2692 for takeout. The Sawmill Pub and Grill looks forward to seeing you March 17th for what is sure to be a grand celebration. So come out. Be Irish. The Sawmill Pub and Grill, located at 19 Sawmill Boulevard in Saginaw Township off M47.
Save up to 50% on a hot tub or swim spa at the Hot Tub and Swim Spa Blowout Expo this weekend at Dow Diamond in Midland. Browse the largest display of hot tubs and swim spas in the region. See swim spas in action offering exercise, therapy, and fun all year long. Over 40 spas will be on display from 5 major brands at huge discounts. Financing is available and show admission and parking are free. That's the Hot Tub and Swim Spa Blowout Expo this weekend at Dow Diamond in Midland. Visit thehottubshow.com. That's thehottubshow.com.
We're proud to make Pioneer Sugar for you and your proud to be found in your kitchen, the heart of your home. And it doesn't really matter what you make with Pioneer Sugar, whether it's with our granulated white, light brown, or soft confectioners. It's the memories you'll make using it that will matter the most. Pioneer Sugar, pure and all natural, made from sugar beets grown right here. What could be sweeter than that?
Struggling with CPAP? Now, only FDA-approved obstructive sleep apnea treatment that works inside the body to treat the root cause of sleep apnea with just the click of a button. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Visit InspireSleep.com to learn more.
You have the chance to win a $1,000 gift certificate to a participating business for your Mid-Michigan home improvement. The contest presented by HBA of Saginaw Home and Garden Show on WSTW. Simply head online to WSTW.com. Scroll test box. And when you enter, you choose the business that you would use your $1,000 gift certificate if you are the winner. Businesses include Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery, Bay Landscaping, Thumb Bank and Trust, Roof Max, M&R Garage Doors and Openers, Premier Concrete Admixtures, Reamer Plumbing, Heating and Air Conditioning, Maple Hill Nursery, Wolf Files Ace Hardware, Delta Door Sales, Cranes, L&M Appliance, Bartell Heating and Cooling, Vassar Building Center, A Plus Plumbing and Mechanical, Members First Credit Union, the Gick Nursery and Garden Center, Freeland Marketplace. Deadline to enter is March. Michigan Home Improvement Contest presented by HBA of Saginaw Home and Garden Show on WSGW.com.
You are with WSGW in the Premier Kitchen and Bath Gallery Showroom and Design Center Studios.
And we are talking to Chris Smith. Chris is the director, the local director for the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. So, Chris, in this day and age, when we have these negative polls that show Americans moving away from religion, moving away from God, we need, organizations like yours. But what's the response? What's the reception by the young athletes?
But it's kind of surprising where they kind of hear that, like the response, like you had just asked. Where I coach boys varsity soccer at Laker High School out in the Thumb, and I am the girls JV basketball coach out here. As with some of the students, and even being involved with YFC as much as I have been this year, being able to speak at their Breakfast Club events, there's a lot of response. You'd be surprised at how well of a response we've gotten, and it's obviously a need. And there's been issues, and things that have happened this whole year with obviously athletics, and obviously COVID's a big part of that, and just kids' mental health and whatnot. But it's been awesome to see that kind of response, even with just that Breakfast Club, with YFC and everything like that. So it's a huge need. And I firmly believe that we need to be able to start with these kids now and get them at an age where they're maturing, instead of trying to get it to where it's maybe like too late, I guess, if that makes sense.
So when you sit down with these youngsters in these meetings, what do you tell them?
Basically, it's just, hey, try to stay motivated and upbeat as possible, even though it's going to be hard. And you might hear, different things that are pulling you in all these different directions. It's just to stay positive and have faith. I firmly believe, everything happens for a reason. God has a plan for every single one of us. And actually, I spoke on that yesterday morning at the Breakfast Club that we had here with YFC. And say, hey, we've got to still have faith. Like there's going to be these things that happen, people that come into our lives that don't want the best for us, but we can't let it discourage us and get us to where it's like, okay, we don't want to do this and do that. And we just aren't motivated or excited about things.
Yeah. So what attracted Chris Smith to the ministry? I'm going to assume, I know that's a terrible word, but I'm going to assume you grew up in a religious family. Is that true?
No, actually. Yes and no. I take that back. Yes and no, kind of thing. When I was a kid, my sister and I were able to go to church here and there. It's just, our family's work schedules didn't really work out to where we could go every single weekend. And so that's why I say yes, but no at the same time, in the sense that with being able to go to, Bayshore Camp out in Sebring, I was able to, with the counselors that I had when I was a camper my first year in 2004, it was with them, their help, their guidance, their love and support, where it's like, okay, I came to faith on my own, essentially, with, alongside them, if that makes sense. So
No, it does. And in some ways, it makes you stronger.
No, it 100% does. And I agree. And to have, it's kind of, and I've seen it firsthand over the years, even being involved with, camp as much as I've been involved with over the years, have so many people in your life, right? Your family, especially, you want to be able to have your family support you, and you want to be able to trust your family. But I firmly believe, as much as important as family is, mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, to have somebody from an outside source come in and be there for you and help you, guide you along, especially in a camp kind of setting, or, a ministry setting like FCA or YC, you're only going to have these kids for, a week or a couple of days or for a couple hours on any given day. And you don't know what they're going to go home to.
Yeah.
And so if you're that a positive influence, even for a couple hours, that's huge, and it's better than nothing.
How can the audience get more information on the fellowship?
All right. So I'm going to pull up an email now. So there are a couple different ways that could work out and happen. There is obviously our direct FCA website. You would Google Michigan FCA, and then you'd go to our staff. There's everybody in the whole state is there and listed. I'm more towards the bottom, given my last name and stuff like that. So there's that. My direct website and link though is myFCA or my.fca.org/Chris Smith, all lowercase, no spaces. We do have an Instagram account too at all lowercase there, and then a Facebook page as well.
So there are lots of ways.
There are a bunch of different ways too. So yes.
Well, listen, Chris, I appreciate your time this morning, and I'm glad to have you on. Someone working positively with our young people today is always a good thing. Thanks for being with us.
I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
I appreciate that. All right. Thank you for your time.
You are welcome. Thanks for being with us. Have a good day. Bye-bye now.
Of course.
Chris Smith from the Tri-City FCA, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. We thank him for joining us. We'll be back to close out and move on to the business report.
How is your child doing in school this year? Do you feel they are not performing as well as they could? Did you know that this could be due to visual performance? At Associates in Eye Care, they help you determine if your child's vision is not performing